All right. I appreciate y'all covering us, folks that are here and at large. Never going to apologize for a win. Not necessarily pleased with the performance. Really sloppy at times. Beginning of the game, getting down 14-0, not playing very clean football, and just looked a little off. Didn't look like ourselves early, and then fought back. Really loved the way we responded, to get back to um, in a situation where we were down 14 and be up 24-14 at half was really impressive. It came out first half drive, went down and kicked a field goal, got it 27-14. And then really the thing that kind of made the game more interesting than it needed to be was a missed extra point. We made a 50-yard field goal that was obviously positive, but we missed extra point. And that can't happen because that would have made it a 17-point game, made it a 16-point game, which made things a lot more interesting than they needed to be. Not pleased with our play tonight. It's nice to be able to not be at our best and find a way to win on the road against a quality opponent, a program that's I got a lot of respect for. But very bothered maybe with some of the things we did tonight and didn't play at our best. So we got a long way to go. We got some upcoming challenges that if we don't get this stuff we had tonight that were issues cleaned up, we're going to have some major problems. So we better get some things fixed urgently. So with that, we'll open it up.
Frustrating was that stretch late when you had numerous chances to seal the game and mistakes or penalties or whatever kept it.
Yeah, we negated a interception, right? That we had a roughing the passer. We had two roughing the passers. I it's hard. Like there's egregious roughing the passers where you see a guy like the ball is away and the quarterback just gets crushed 2 seconds late. Those I thought were really guys playing hard. Thought they could have maybe gone either way.
Mhm.
I think in those situations, if a guy's trying to do something malicious with his intent, that's a problem. I don't think there was any malicious intent. I think the guys were trying to just rush the passer and the ball gets out a half a step or step away. And you don't always know how to can't really just figure out how to govern and pull off. And so those were, I think they were effort things. I don't think they were intent things. But yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, you get up, like I said, if we make the extra point, it's a 17-point game. It's not over, but it's not looking good for a comeback from the other side. When you miss that 16-point game, I went on the headset and guys, we're gonna play the final whistle of this thing. Once we miss that, I'm like, it's gonna be a game probably. And so we immediately started talking about on the defensive headset, what are our top 2-point calls that we like off of what we've seen. The challenge they present is their quarterback's a good runner. And that can he's pesky in that back. I said it all week. Nobody wanted to listen to me on our team. I don't think the back's a freaking great player, man. I mean, I think that runner, he's a really good football player.
Their 2-point play didn't look real organized the way they set it up, but just obviously you had to come up with a play there to preserve the win, and you did.
Yeah, I mean, the play was made, a clean play, good play to get off the field. I think their first 2-point play obviously was successful. The second one, I think we felt better about our call and maybe the picture we got, we felt better about.
And then the very last play, you went with the punt. Just you didn't think there was enough time to run a play because it's something catastrophic.
Yeah, so really the punt was called to be punted out of bounds. First off, it was supposed to be. I said, hey, I don't care if you punt it 15 yards or 20 yards, but you punt it out of bounds. We didn't do that, which is not ideal. But we have a play that we run. Basically, it's called air ball, and all it is it's quarterback run around and throw it. It's done to use 5 or 6 seconds. I really trusted Alec to catch and get the ball off quick because he's really quick in normal punt situations. So he basically one-stepped it. I wanted the ball punted out of bounds, and then that way it wouldn't even allow for a returner opportunity. We considered, do we just go air ball? Had it been maybe 4 seconds, 5's kind of the gray area there. It was 4, the clock was at 5. And so, or maybe 6 even, might have been 6. Yeah, it was at 6 actually, because I remember we took the delay, it was at 6 instead of the timeout. So, but yeah, thought about the air ball situation instead, went with the punt, would like to have gotten it out of bounds.
I know,
Go ahead.
I know there's a lot to clean up, but to get a game this early in the season where your team is tested and has to pull it out late? Like, how good is that experience for this group?
Yeah, we talked about it last night as a team. We said, your tests, you never know when they're going to come. There's adversity in every game. Like nothing ever just goes flawless. There's certain tests that are more challenging than others. And getting down 14-0 tonight, challenging. And we talked about when things go bad in a game, what is your foundation? Like, what are you built on? Right. And if you're built on something sturdy, you can stand on 2 feet and look the challenge in the eye and go attack it. I thought we did that. I was proud of the response, being down 14-0 and clawing our way back in. But we did not really play our best football. And that's frustrating to me. We've got to be a lot better than we were tonight, or it's going to be a bumpy road here coming up real quick. And so a lot to work on. But I do have an appreciation for it not being easy and having to fight through something and find a way.
Was there something that was there a message delivered when y'all got down 14-0, or was there something that needed to be said, or leaders,
Yeah, so on the headset, the thing I said to all the staff, I said, go tell the players, hey, what is your foundation? Like I told them, like Coach Wilk, our D-line coach, we do a different coaches talk the night before every game. A different assistant coach talks to the team, and Coach Wilk hit on the foundation component. And so on the headset, I said, hey, everybody go to your position group and tell them, hey, what's your foundation right now? Like, what are you built on? And so every coach, I got to hear him on the headset going, hey, what's our foundation? What's our foundation? Our core values, we talk about a lot. And I think we just honed in on like, hey, we talked about there's going to be adversity at some point this season. What happened to be today? And it was real. We looked in the eye and we were able to fight through it and figure out a way to win. And but yeah, that was the response. Was everybody's like, hey, the concept of what your foundation is what we kept going back to. Yeah, he practiced yesterday, did pregame warmups today. Probably if he had to, could he have? Maybe. Didn't feel like it was right by him to throw him out there when I think I feel really good about where he's at. We just felt like it was the right thing to do to not put him out there and maybe put him in danger. I don't know if he's quite in a position to be ready to go.
Yeah, it's a big time run from both Mobley and Javion.
Yeah.
Knew those guys are good, but now.
Yeah, Zuberi was awesome, man. He I think 11 carries, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. That last touchdown was a big boy run. I mean, he banged his way in there. And then Javion he's not running like a freshman, man. It's fun to watch. That dude, he's a little bit of a pit bull mentality. He's just physical. He's tough. He's able to maybe probably have the role he's having because he was a mid-year freshman and came here in January. But both those guys really picked it up, did some good things, and really, I think, were able to kind of step up in maybe Maurice's absence.
So you said Brendan was going to play, and what did he play in that one possession?
He did. I really wanted to play him more, Gary. I'll be honest. My vision was to play him at least a couple drives. When things got shaky there at the end, and we weren't quite, we were up 16. If we'd have gone up 17 right there, gotten a stop, he was going back and hopefully going back to finish the game. Because what I'll tell you is Brendan, I think we're very fortunate. And I said this last week. I feel like we have 2 guys that I consider starters right now. And I really like the other 2 guys that aren't in that top 2 right now. And Caden and Donovan, they've been great. But I think we have 2 guys I would consider as starters. And, when Brendan went down in training camp, he was probably just 1 notch ahead in the competition. And Jake knows that. I mean, Brendan was probably operating a little bit higher level because he's been in the system longer. And then, when he went down, Jake got a ton of reps of the ones and elevated. And, we are where we are. But I'd like to see Brendan play more because he's done some really good things. He's worked his tail off, and their teammates respect both those guys.
When y'all got down 14-0 and you talk about the foundation, it seemed like Retzloff settled down at that point and played some really good ball with his arm and with his feet too. Can you just speak to this performance?
Yeah, I thought he stepped up as the game went. I don't think he played clean early. He had the fumble that was, unforced. Got to be better there with ball security. But I thought, once he kind of got his feet underneath him, he responded well and played good football at times. There's going to be plenty of things to clean up. But I thought he threw it more accurate than last week. I thought he had better touch than last week. There was a couple he'd probably like to have back, but I thought as a whole, the pass game stuff, he was a little bit cleaner on. And then his ability to create and extend plays with his feet is always a big time bonus.
And to that point about the run game from earlier, just how much because it seemed like every time y'all ran the ball, it's 5 yards, 6 yards. How much did that kind of settle the group and even, the run game can even get your defense energized too?
It does. Well, the one thing a run game does, it tires out the opponent because you're possessing the ball and you're eating clock. You're also giving your defense a break. I think at half we had run 39 plays and they had run 29 plays. And so a lot of that's attributed to the run game kind of just being methodical and staying on schedule and being consistent and steady. But you have to, people talk a lot about you throw to score, but you run to win. Like if you want to win games like today's game, you got to be able to run the football, and our guys were able to do that. I thought these guys were really kind of pesky up front with some stuff they did. They did some really good stuff structurally, schematically. Will Wyndham, their defensive coordinator, I know well, did a really good job, I think, dialing some things up maybe that were unique to how they were trying to attack us tonight.
The first down on the snap that bounced. Was that supposed to be a direct snap or
No.
was that a terrible snap?
Bad snap.
Okay.
It was bad snap,
Okay.
not a direct snap.
How much of a concern was it for you? I guess coming off of a big win like last week and having a battle, the letdown game that started out a little bit.
Well, I talked to the team all week about it. I mean, I showed them there was two national TV shows that called out, "Hey, Tulane's gonna have a letdown." I showed it to the team, and I guess the experts were right. But I'm very disappointed that we did that. I mean, complacency's a killer, man. And you guys can get too comfortable, and you get all the pats on the back and think things are going well. We really did not come out dialed in, and I was frustrated about that. I loved our response. I didn't like our initial approach.
Well, good.
Good. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all being here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. Congratulations.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. We got Javion White. Questions?
So the 2-point play doesn't actually count as an interception in the statistics, but what were you looking for on that play and how obviously big was that to come up with that stuff?
Well, we knew that was gonna pass, of course. I mean, they gave us a great look. They made us play. Like, of course, we knew it was gonna be a great game, but we didn't expect to have a dogfight with them. But sometimes it's just how it is. So, I mean, on a 2-point play, we was in man coverage, so they tried to run a pick play with me in the corner. So when I got my eyes back, I was pressed to my man. I got my eyes back. The ball, he just threw the ball right to me. So just got it and went down.
What do you feel like the issue was at the beginning of the game? Do you feel like you guys weren't ready to play or they just made plays? Because you obviously turned it up after that.
I definitely think we was ready to play. I think every week we come ready to play. I just feel like we started slow. Maybe like guys didn't get going until after they scored those 2 times. Like we needed to realize, okay, this is gonna be a game. Feel like we probably did have a big head a little bit with everybody telling us what we did last week. This week, probably some guys did feel some type of way, but after the 2 touchdowns, we definitely got rolling a little bit, but definitely not our standard.
What was the message after y'all got down 14-0?
Let's go. It's gonna be a dogfight. That's it. Like we knew what it was gonna be. We expected to go in there and do what we do. But once we got down 14-0, it was time to play. Like we realized we got to play.
You talked about how the emphasis was remembering what your foundation is. What was the foundation of the defensive backfield as far as rallying around one another?
Be together. I mean, we built our love. Be able to hold each other accountable. Somebody mess up, how they back. Somebody make good play. Congratulate them. Next play.
The fact that it's a goal line situation and y'all call man rather than zone, how much does that speak to the confidence of the team, the defense as in you guys?
That's what we do. I mean, we play man. We're gonna play man against every team we play every week. So if our coach could trust us to play man, he gonna call every time.
There were so many plays down the stretch where it looked like you won the game and then there was a penalty or something like that. How did you guys keep your focus?
We just kept our head up. We knew what we was getting ourselves into. Feel me? I mean, some about referees. Maybe some of the plays was flags or they wasn't, but it was the next play for us every time. When something go bad, it's good. Something go good, good.
When talking with Coach, like obviously y'all didn't play necessarily to your standard, right? But to win a close game, right? To win a game where you had to overcome adversity. How valuable do you think this could be for this team going forward?
I think it's gonna help us a lot. It just show us that we got work to do. Feel me? Definitely gonna humble us a little bit and just allow us to go an extra step this week coming up because we got a great Duke opponent to play next week.
Thank you.
Sir, thank y'all.
Finally, we got Zuberi Mobley, 82 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Your last touchdown, it looked like they had you in the last scrimmage. Describe how you were able to get through that.
Just trusting my
Meyer, empty set here.
yeah, just trusting
More
my
targets to his left, looking that
staying
way.
in balance.
Throws that way,
trying to
dials
make
up a deep shot.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, just trying to make a play happen out of nothing. You know, that's something I practice all the time.
The offense really started out slow. You guys find yourselves in a 14-0 hole early. What was the message from the coaching staff?
Just staying consistent. You know, just doing what we do. Don't look at the scoreboard. You know, because it's 0-0. That's our mentality. So we just go out there and just play ball.
As a backfield, and as an offense, like obviously y'all ran for over 200 yards today. Like how much did maybe y'all want to set the tone and to settle down by like being able to kind of like overwhelm them through the run game?
We started off slow, honestly, in my opinion. But you know, once we got the ground game going, we knew we had to, just make it, make them feel us. So that's what we did.
What worked the most for y'all in the ground game?
Really just the inside runs, mixing it with the outside zone runs, switching it up, play action, stuff like that. Everybody did their part.
Obviously not the start you wanted, but 5 straight scores after getting down 14-0, 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals. What does that say about the potential of this group coming up?
I feel like it's great. I feel like we could overcome a lot of stuff. It's not our best game, but I feel like, that's just the key to victory, us just going through trials and tribulations, honestly.
What was Jake like in the huddle when you got down 14-0? And he's been through, he's like you, he's played a lot.
Yeah, Jake,
Yeah.
honestly, Jake is a quiet guy, he go out there and work. So it really wasn't too much of a message. He just want us to go out there and just stay consistent. Let's not be down on ourselves about the scoreboard.
And can you talk about his performance maybe after that, that early fumble and then them scoring, like just his ability to not only use his arm, but like also to be effective in the run game?
I mean, Jake is, he's very consistent. He got heart, we're gonna be right behind him, honestly. So, it's not really a surprise to me, honestly. In a passing game nor the running game, he's a tough guy. So it's nothing really new to us. We just go out there and just play ball.
And Sullivan, in that one drive that he came in at the end of the half, he looked really good. And I know he was right there as far as the QB competition before he got hurt. Can you just speak to the confidence of this offense, even when he comes into the game?
I mean, it's no different. We got, they got 2 different type of styles. Jake is kind of different and Brandon is different. But it could be dangerous, with the type of team that we are. So, it's definitely effective to any team that play us, with different type of quarterbacks going in, them 2.
How valuable do you feel like winning a game where you had to sweat a little bit, right? Winning a 2-point game, like how valuable can that be with some important non-conference games coming up, and as well as obviously your conference slate?
That's very valuable, coming down from a 14-0, when you look at the scoreboard, you think like, it's over. But, I like how we fought back, to the end. The defense got a really good stop, and that just speaks to us as a team,
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Good game.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Make sure you